not do what I just did, what I've been doing.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, we are out here again and stuff, doing our thing and keeping ourselves updated and looking at what the heck going on around the world. And we are here. So, since I started off yesterday, I'm gonna let you start it off today and stuff. Give me your outlook here on what the heck is happening here in this.
Well, Mr. Bishop, people, this is a great day today. And why do I say that? Now, we've been knowing that the grifter has been grifting for years. And most people do. You know, he's a con man. But he's being exposed. Now, I realize that the Brady Bunch don't care. They don't care. You know, he's using every mechanism. Now, why? I don't know. For making money. I think that he has such a desire to try to be in the top five before he died, you know, to be worth $100 billion or 125 billion, 150 billion. He's doing everything he can to try to reach that. And he's probably worth about maybe 20 billion now. Who knows? We don't know. However, it just amazes me how our so-called government, and when I say the government, I'm talking about people that are in charge right now, which is the Republicans people, who's in charge of the House, the Senate, and the White House. And it just amazes me how they overlook all the crooked things that he's doing and has done. This right here is amazing. And I don't think Mr. Trump really knows that most people don't care about billionaires and multimillionaires. And, you know, years ago, they used to be, to a certain degree, in hiding. You never saw them. You know, they was always out of sight, out of mind, doing their thing and making their money. And okay, that's fine. But now, all of a sudden, they all want to be famous. They want to be seen. They want to be on TV. They want to be on the internet. They want to let everybody know what they got. And they don't realize that most people don't give a shit about your yachts and your $100 million house and your 25 cars and your designer clothes. If you got money, you can afford all that, you know, and however you got your money, that's fine. But most of us are content, happy. You know, one of the things, and I don't want to take this on a dark way, but most of us can walk outside, don't have to worry about nothing, go to the mall, leave, have lunch, whatever, go to some other place. We ain't got to worry about nobody bothering us for the most part. Enjoy our day, enjoy our evening, go to the beach, go to the museum, and enjoy ourselves. Go to the movies. We ain't got to look over our back. We ain't gotta have bodyguards. That's a good life, bro. For those of us that can afford to do all those different little activities, you know, some people can't do those activities, but most of us can, and we do them every day. However, what these billionaires can do is they go from one hotel to their car. Boom, that's it. They get out, they go to the car, go to their job, or go to the office. Get out the car, go right to the office. Go get out the office, go to their car, go right home. Now the only time, and you have to plan this, you take go out to some other place around the country or the world. You have to plan and make sure everything is kosher, making sure that you got the right suite and all of that stuff, and you got you have no life. That's why you're miserable. That's why you don't care about the average Joe Blow when you're making things miserable or try to make things miserable for people. Like you're not doing a major infrastructure. You separating, you setting up all these private schools and charter schools on purpose because you don't want to see unity in the community. So when I look at those people, I say, that's the reason why Jesus said it's harder for a rich man to go through. You can't do it. You can't do it. So God bless you. Ain't nobody jealous of you. Ain't nobody envious of you. You got your billions and billions of dollars and living your life, and you feel important. I guess that's what you feel important. I don't know. When I look at those faces, when I saw those faces the other day, I didn't see no happy faces. I didn't see nothing. I saw a bunch of pain. That's what I saw. I didn't see no feel good. I saw about a bunch of people with faces. Their faces was full of pain. But there are some good billionaires. They out there, and they share their money. They ain't giving it all away, but they share their money. But to deliberately sabotage the American people and steal, that's wrong. That's wrong. And the person that's the head of the macho, the hacho is Elon Musk. But he's heartless. So he might be they call certain people lizards now, they ain't got no heart. He might be a lizard. I don't know. I haven't seen any kind of way to tell me different because, I think I seen, he's supposed to have something like, what, 12, 15 kids now? So you don't see him with his family, his kids, or nothing. But we'll see. I mean, Mr. Trump is well, he's 79, will be 80 in a few months, or if not next month, I think it is. And the bottom line is, hey, I don't know where he's trying to go. We all, and when you over 70, we all living on borrowed time by the grace of God. So he's over 70 and he's living on the grace of God. So hey, more power to him. I don't wish no ill on him, but you know what? As far as I'm concerned, the president's supposed to have character. He's supposed to have honesty, and he's supposed to be looking and making sure justice is done. I'm not seeing none of that. But that's his life. That's not mine. God bless him. No judgment here, bro.
I'm still sitting here being flabbergasted about him going over and being there and sitting in front of the dictator, as Joe Biden called him. He called him a dictator. Trump said he's his friend, he's his buddy, he's his partner or whatever. But and he's crazy about him and say, "I love you." He might well have said, "I love you." But if you watch that guy looking across the table and stuff at Trump, he always had a real smile on his face, like he knew this son of a gun, that he knew Trump, and he had him. He sat there with him and he had him. And when he spoke about that Thucydides trap, oh, Donald didn't know what the hell to say because he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I'm pretty sure that after the thing was over, somebody brought it up to him, and he probably didn't give a damn about the Thucydides trap. He didn't care. It did not register in his feeble mind what the man meant when he said that. But he did know what he said when he said, "Don't get into our relationship with Taiwan." Because when they asked him about it and everything, he didn't say a word. Not one word did he say. Now, I watched a couple of shows and stuff, and this afternoon, I just so happened to watch Abby Phillips on CNN. Abby now has uh, what you might call CNN's weekday Meet the Press, and she has a bunch of people and stuff on a round table, and they all sit there with different views, and she makes damn sure that she has a MAGA on there and that she has some other folks on there because she likes the interaction and stuff between them, because usually every show that she has, there's usually a fight on there going on, and she got to referee between the ultra conservative MAGA folks and the folks and stuff and everything who on the other side who believe in the liberal ideas and stuff of this country, who believe that there's a different way of governing the United States other than what Trump has been doing with his gangsterism and his bullying. And it's interesting, Ted, to see how the MAGA folks and everything, that anything that this guy does, it is being glorified.
Yep.
He is the best. He is the two. He is the catch me out. He knows what he's doing out there. He is the ultimate deal maker. And today they had this lady on there. I forget her name and stuff and everything, but she has a podcast show and everything, and she is a downright Trump lover. And when she started telling the group about how Trump came back and he was the ultimate deal maker and he had everything in the world, and that he had Zhao by his under his fingernail, and he was he and he bringing back all kinds of goodies and everything for the American people.
Just lying.
And then there was another guy on the other side of the table. His name was Charles Blow. I don't know if you know Charles
Oh
Blow,
yeah,
but
Charles Blow,
yeah,
I know him.
oh, okay. He was on the other side, and he let her talk and everything, and he came out and said, "Well, we know who in the heck this man and stuff is. He done started 10 wars." And she said, he didn't start no wars. Trump didn't start no wars. The other people started the wars. Now we know damn well Trump started all these wars. But he made a comparison and stuff and said, if you look at the nations that he started the wars and everything and stuff with, they are small countries. Little bitty small countries. You got Greenland up there. They probably what? They might not have 1 million people and stuff in their country. And Venezuela, they probably got what, 30 million people and stuff there and everything. So he's bullying all of these small countries. But when it comes to somebody who is bigger than that and everything, he tends not to feel that he can bully them, almost like Ukraine. Every time Zelensky comes over there, he bullies him and everything as much as he can, and he invites his other folks to bully these people. But when you get to a power and stuff, a country and stuff and everything that's got a hell of a lot more people and stuff there, he is he treats them like they okay and stuff. That's that bully mentality and stuff that he has inside of him. That he can bully people, and and the fact that Charles Blow said that, and she was adamant. Trump doesn't do that. He doesn't do that, but he does, and we all know it. Any time that he gets with a country that's got more than 200 million people and stuff there, and they're under their leadership, he doesn't he doesn't he treats them a little bit differently. I mean, big time. So it was interesting and stuff what the heck happened that did that. But and I get back to this toxicity trap. Usually when the American presidents, I don't care who they are, whether they're Republicans or they're Democrats, before Trump came into power, they always brought somebody with them who understood the culture of the country that they were visiting. Even Ronald Reagan, when he went to visit China and stuff, he brought somebody with him that understood the culture in that country. But Donald Trump doesn't do that. He likes to shoot from the hip. Anything he goes from the hip with anything, and nobody else can tell him about what's going on. You know, my mind tells me that this is a good person, but he has no idea what's going on there in China. Now he done walked away, told people we got a deal for Boeing. They got 200 order for 200 uh, airplanes, big body airplanes, but they only wanted 150. Now
That's what
everybody,
he claimed. I
yeah,
understand
that's what
they
he claimed.
wanted 500.
Everybody know that Boeing, the president of Boeing, was looking for 500. He's looking for
500.
an order of 500 planes. And he's turned around there and said, "Well, they only wanted 150, but they got 200, so I'm looking good." Really, Boeing and everybody else who came there didn't get nothing. They talked to them people, they said this, they said that. But one thing that Trump does not understand, and I'm pretty sure the CEOs and stuff, they know this, that China is looking for anybody else that you deal with, any other big country with, billion or three or half a billion or 500 million people and stuff in a country, they looking for what? Stability. Somebody who is going to be saying what they have to say, and then they go back and they do it. They don't like the fact and everything that every time he wants to do anything, he'll turn around and shoot from the hip. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this without understanding and stuff that what you are doing and everything is hurting a lot of people, and you don't understand what you're doing. So we're gonna see what the heck happened, and I'm pretty sure that if Trump changes this his attitude and levels himself out and stop this tariff crap and everything that he's got going on and open up the country and everything for fair trade like they had before he came here, that they will probably will get some people, other countries and stuff to come in here and back and start trading and stuff with us because guess what, people? We all know that United States is one of the largest economies and stuff in the world. No matter what Trump does, we still the largest economy in the world, and people want to trade with us. Other countries want to trade with us. Just like the CEOs who left on that plane with Trump and went to China because China has a huge economy and they want to trade with them. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting what he does and stuff. Because as soon as he got on the plane and everything, he started that same old Trump stuff and everything. He shooting from the hip, calling people, these reporters and stuff on the plane, fake news and all this other old crap and everything. So he hasn't changed. He doesn't realize what the heck went on and what the heck he did. And I know Josh and all the rest of the people over there who are in power in China, they see what the heck going on. They watch the news and they see him and they looking at him and stuff right now and say he hasn't changed. He's still the same old shoot from the hip, don't give a shit. That's it.
That's
And
it.
they're not going to bring their money over here into this country, do anything and stuff with us and everything until he changes the way he is governing and stuff and everything and realize and stuff
Well,
that
I beg the difference.
go ahead.
And the only reason why I say this, those CEOs didn't come over there for nothing.
Oh, they didn't. You got that.
Now, they tagging along with him and they placating him, making sure he make his little money. But those people is has been and is and been doing it for a while, trying to get that market. Now we already know Apple is all up in there, and they're trying to keep that relationship going. Now, the one thing that I know for sure is Blackstone was there, and Blackstone is always looking for investors money to come in so that they can invest in real estate. Now,
Correct.
we know that America is for sale. No matter what country you're from, if you want to buy property in America, come on, if you got the money. So we know that China has a whole lot of billionaires, and they get Yao get his blessing, and they invest in Americans' real estate properties. Some of the businesses they can bring over. You have a lot of tech people that come over, and we already know for a fact that yeah, we might be ahead of them in certain sectors in tech, but they are well above us when it comes to robotics and a few other things. So they were all there. You know, you had like what 20 of them, top CEOs looking to see if they can make a crack into their market. And he's a real tight guy, very tight, you know. And you know he got to make sure he get his piece and all of that. But they'll be willing to go ahead on and deal with him if they can get that market. And I think that, in my opinion, China, in so many ways, they're doing very well, but in so many other ways, they're not. And he's trying to figure out what can he how can he help his other 800 or 600 million people? Because he got to keep on making money for China so that these people can survive. That's why he's going all over the world and he's spreading stuff everywhere he can so that money can, so he can keep on trading. They are about doing things to help themselves, help people so that they can help them because they got to keep on moving. You got 1.5 billion people that he's responsible for. And if the flow of goods are not happening, they're in trouble. They will starve to death. That's why they're the number one manufacturing country in the world. So we'll see. I don't know. I've read articles on that they really want to get rid of him. She They really want to get rid of him, but he's such a powerful man. But we'll see. I don't know. They American people. Some of these people. I ain't talking about Trump. I'm talking about these business people. They know the history of this guy. They know what's going on in China. They know what's available. Those Europeans know. So everything is about market share, trying to get into so that they can have more consumers. They know that America is gutted out, bro. We are great consumers. 80% of our GDP, 70% of our GDP is consumerism, gross national product. That's how why we do 20, 25, almost $30 trillion more or more. But the point is that these companies need to make more money, and this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more consumers. They're trying to get those billionaires that's over there to invest into their stocks. So it's a long game for these people, but at the same time, China. I read this years ago. They plan for 500 years, bro. They got plans for 500 years. We plan for 1 month, a quarter. We plan for a quarter. So, but like I said, these multi-billionaires and corporations, they are looking just like the thing is what this is what really something about India and that area over there, those Asiatic people, they have broke through, but I think they have such a religious, they're not a monolithic people. They got so many different kinds of religion and things. It's hard for American people, even though there's a lot of American companies over in India, and they got 1.4 billion people, but it's hard to break because they so steeped and dived into their different religions and culture. China's almost monolithic, bro. They one mind.
Oh man, I got a list of stuff here that you just brought up that I wanted to bring out. Yes, y'all has competition and stuff there in China, but about 3 months ago, he murdered about 13 of his generals,
I know. That's what I'm
killed them,
saying.
killed them all because he can't stand anybody that was going to be upsetting his power and stuff. So he, with doing that, after he
That's why
did
I
that,
brought it up, bro.
after he did that, the rest of them, I guess, they came back in line. So that's how he keeps his power. You ain't right and stuff, he will kill you. You will be dead. You will wind up dead in his grave. Now, I'm gonna start here with Apple here. We Since you brought them up to Apple. Apple uh, had been in um, China and working with their manufacturing people and stuff there, and they got upset with Intel with their chips and everything. So they said forget it, and they let uh, China manufacturing and stuff build their silicone chips. Well, since they done China decided that they were going to push them out of the market and everything because they got two phone building companies and stuff there in China that they want to remain the powerhouse and stuff and everything. So they done booted the iPhones and stuff out of China. So very few people in China have an iPhone and stuff now. So because of all this stuff going on with Trump and everything, and then the tariff crap and everything, uh, Apple, I don't know if you heard it and stuff and everything, but they started saying to them that they're going to go back and let Intel produce their daggum chips again because they can't get the the manufacturing stuff out of China that they want and everything because they kind of booted them out of the country. So I have no idea, but if Apple does revert back to the Intel chip, there's a whole lot of people out there in the Apple ecosystem and stuff and everything who have now moved over their apps, all of their applications and stuff that they have and how they deal with the silicone chip. If Apple goes back to the Intel chip and everything, they're going to lose a lot of market share in this country, a lot, and some of the other countries and stuff because we. If you following Apple and stuff, and they made a decision to go to their own specific chips and everything, and then let somebody else produce the chip, we're going to have some problems. Now, NVIDIA, big dog, they got these very, very high tech chips and everything. They done got them all the way down to what two nanoseconds and stuff on their chips and everything now. And China can't get that low. They only down to about 4. So that China's already producing chips and everything, but NVIDIA has the market and stuff on how to produce the chip and everything. And China, they are producing it, their chips and everything, but they're producing it in a different way. And they have kind of, well, it's almost like you say you got a car, and the body of the car is made by Toyota, and the motor and stuff is made by Nissan. And so you try to make each one of those components and stuff work together to get a car that's going to work. Well, that's what China has done with the chips and everything. They got all kind of ways of piling on different wafers and stuff and everything and making themselves their chips and stuff work. So they would like to have NVIDIA to come and sell them chips and stuff in their country and everything, but China still wants to keep a hold of that market because they think that they can still be able to produce chips and stuff and everything that will satisfy their market. Now, the last one that I'm going to talk about here is Taiwan. Taiwan has got that AI chip market under their belt. They produce the best, and and most countries in the world and stuff buy Taiwan chips. Taiwan has invested a lot of money in Arizona, a lot of money, and they have a manufacturing plant there in Arizona. So with China doing what they did and what they made, what they actually getting ready to make the United States do and everything, it is going. This is going. Trump's going to have to walk a tightrope. I mean, a very, very, very tightrope. Because they've already told him, do not interfere with us in Taiwan. So they've already passed, I guess, a law in December and stuff. The Congress and stuff passed and say, hey, we're going to give Taiwan what $10 billion worth of military equipment. I don't believe China wants United States to make that deal happen. And if they don't give Taiwan that military equipment and sell that stuff to Taiwan, like I said, Donald Trump is going to have to walk a very, very, very tight rope. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now when it comes to Taiwan. I really wouldn't, because I don't believe he really actually knows what China wants and stuff. Out of that whole deal and how they want him uh, to deal with Taiwan. But the people that he's got and stuff, and as their cabinet people and all the other folks and everything, they stupid as hell, and they don't think they have any idea either and stuff what the heck to do and stuff with that. And if Donald Trump makes the wrong move and stuff with that, China's already told them that messing doing something wrong in Taiwan against China's will create some big problems. So we'll see what the heck happens with that.
Well, I don't know how true this is. I can't confirm it. However, Ronald Reagan is the one who made the deal with Taiwan. And the deal was you never discuss China. You do not discuss anything with China when it comes to military armament. That's just between them and America. Trump goes over there and says, we got to deal with Taiwan to do almost $500 billion with Taiwan.
A lot of money there. You're talking a lot of money for our
Yeah,
country.
that's what I'm saying. He just right out his mouth. But the deal has always been never tell China what you're doing when it comes to military armament. So, and that's why she said, don't mess with Taiwan.
But did you hear what Marco Rubio said while he was over there?
Well,
Marco
sort of kind
Rubio,
of in
he
one ear
he
and
he
out the
he
other.
he opened his mouth and said, in essence, in so many words, that he don't give a shit of what China said, and he's sitting in their damn country.
Do they even have a president over there?
Who?
Taiwan.
Oh yeah, they have a president. Yeah, they have president. They have a legislative branch of government. They they probably, if I had to say who they assimilate before China took over, that's Hong Kong. They they they're almost like Hong Kong was before China took them over. So Taiwan is sitting in a very, very strong position and stuff. I think, in my own personal opinion, they're in a very, very strong position. And I don't think at this point in time that China wants to force them to come under their rule, but because they have some technology and stuff there in Taiwan and that everybody wants to have, and I don't think anybody right now can duplicate what Taiwan has. It's just, and I'm pretty sure that the engineers there in China have already told y'all that we cannot do what they do. The capabilities, whatever they've got going on, Taiwan is the only one who can do it. They have figured out how to do it, and they have not told anybody really how they do it, how they can produce these AI chips. That is a very, very complicated process, and nobody has figured it out yet. So they have because of that and everything, I think they sit in a damn good position and stuff and everything as far as remaining independent. But we don't know what China might do and stuff tomorrow or the next day and stuff with them. So we shall see. But I don't think that China and stuff likes the United States coming into their domain and, like you said, selling weapons and stuff, artillery, armaments, and everything to Taiwan so they can protect themselves against China. They don't like that at all. So if I had to bet, I would think that they want them to cancel that shipment of armaments to Taiwan. But Ted, we as as a country have to realize and stuff that China just asked China about selling weaponry to Iran, and China's told them we don't sell armaments to Iran. But in a
Probably
way
telling the truth.
they do,
Yeah.
because what they have done and everything is that they sell them the parts.
Yep.
They ain't selling them the armament. They sell them the parts. They just send the parts over there. And then Iran puts them together easily. We got a weapon. So, in essence, they sold them. We don't sell armaments to Iran. And they're right. They sell them the parts. Because, our folks and stuff, our CIA already told them China is giving them armaments. Yes, they are, in a way, but they only sell it to them in parts. They sell a part over there, and there's another part over there, there's another part over there, and Iran just sits down and click them all together. They got a weapon. Now, I don't know what the heck going to happen to with Iran and the United States. I'm kind of interested. It's going to be an interesting thing to find out exactly what Trump does and stuff with Iran now that he's back in the United States. I don't know. Everybody thinks that he's going to invade them. He's going to send those troops and stuff over there into Iran because you can't beat them without putting them troops on the ground.
That's not going to happen.
That's the same thing I say. But you got a lot of folks and stuff in the news cycle and the podcast cycle and everything, and they believe that Trump is going to send troops over there.
So we're going to have a lot of body bags.
There'll be a lot of body bags. And I don't think Trump can handle that body bags. He can't. He can deal with anything else but with them body bags, seeing their mothers crying
If he
because they
doesn't,
son.
he's going to do it after the election.
Well, he better do it, yeah, before the midterm. He better if he's gonna do it, yeah.
No, he's going to do it after the midterm.
No, he ain't gonna be at the midterm because the Democrats will be in charge of the House. He's not gonna do it. They're gonna do everything they can to stop him. He's gonna have so much hell going on. They're not gonna be. He's gonna have the Democrats is going to be doing all kinds of stuff to stop him. They're going to have hearings and stuff going on. They're going to make it public. Every last one of his daggone House secretaries and stuff and everything is going to be under intense investigation. Intense. And they're going to be sending out subpoenas and stuff and everything to every daggone one of them. They're going to have to, there's going to be so many daggone House investigations and stuff going on. It'll be a crime shame. And they're going to try to do an impeachment of Trump. Guarantee you, they're going to try to do an impeachment. They're going to have articles of impeachment and stuff and everything and stuff for him because they are dead set on getting him for those emolument clauses that the Republicans have not dealt with. him out there selling the office of the presidency of the United States. They got enough ammunition to pull him under there, drag him down for those emoluments things that he's been doing. They probably, unless they win the Senate, they're not going to be able to indict him. I can tell you that. That's going to be to actually have it to happen. It probably won't happen, and because the Senate is probably going to stop him again. They're going to let him go, just like he did last time, the other two times. So I know if he doesn't start the war before the midterms and stuff and everything is over with, I don't know. He's going to be in big trouble. Especially if they win the House, the Democrats win the House, it's going to be all over for him. They're going to create so much trouble for him, Mr. Cranshaw. He ain't going to be able to do anything.
Well, let me just tell you my last word.
Go ahead.
You know, this right here is a crime. This whole episode of our lives in America. And, you know, like I've said this many times, I listen to a lot of C-SPAN. I try to get information in different sources. And there are millions and multi-millions of people dissatisfied with the food prices, gas prices, interest rates, mortgages, rent. There are so many people that are so upset that America is not running smoothly because of these people are so greedy. These people are so greedy. When you have these oligarchs, and in case you don't know what an oligarch is, people, these are billionaires that's telling the government what to do and persuading them so that they can make more money. And then these oligarchs pay these people to change the laws and, get rid of certain regulations and so that they can make more money. Get them permission to do this and do that without going to jail. And like I was saying earlier, talking about the billionaires, so we'll see. And time, we got all the time in the world. When I say we, I'm talking about America. But if the American people do not wake up and get some serious people about doing the work, the way now the founding fathers was not perfect. We already know that. But there are systems that are supposed to be for the people, not for the billionaires and multimillionaires, where this country will continue to grow and prosper. It's not socialism that's the way this country is going to make it grow. It's capitalism, people, where you can use your creativity to come up with different products, come up with different ideas, and freedom of thought. And to me, the oligarch stops all of that. They stop it all because people can come up with different mechanisms, and then that would hurt this particular company. So what do? They shut them down. They stifle the creativity of and the genius of the American people. But, hey, when you get 30%, 35% of the people, that's doing okay, they don't give a shit. And then you got another 35% that don't know no better. They're just sycophants. So that's where we at.
Well, my final word and stuff is this. I'm still concerned that the Democrats is going to blow it.
Woo! That's a word, bro.
I am very, very concerned that the Democrats are going to blow it.
Well, they're in everybody's pocket too now.
I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna say some things and stuff about why I think that the Democrats are gonna blow it. First of all, the election and stuff that's coming up in the midterms this time is not going to be like the elections and stuff in the past. They are not. Every any bitty little move that the Republicans make, it is to stop Democrats from voting. And they're doing little bitty little things and stuff in each state to stop Democrats from voting to keep themselves in power. And I don't see the Democrats and stuff out there educating the people and letting them know what's getting ready to happen. And the reason why I'm saying this, and I'm very, very sure about this and everything now, because I thought about it before, we have a primary going on here in Georgia. And my people and stuff, some of my folks in the household and stuff had went to go and do their primary voting and stuff and everything. They started today, and they come back about. They were gone for about 4 hours, and they come back and they said the lines are so long for these primaries and stuff here, at least in our district and stuff and everything, that it is unbelievable. It took them almost 4 hours to waiting in line to vote.
Mm.
And when they got ready to go in there to vote, usually there is a sample ballot that they put out so people can look at the sample ballots and see what they're going to be voting on, who they're going to be voting on. There were no sample ballots out. When the people, even Republicans who went into the voting area and stuff and said, hey, where's the sample ballot at? They told them, we don't have any sample ballots. You just have to wait until you get inside the voting booth and everything to vote. In the primary, you have Democrats and Republicans. They ask you, you want a Republican ballot or do you want a Democratic ballot for the primary? It didn't happen this time. Everybody is sitting up there to be voted on. For the governorship, they have everybody in the same row. They got the Republicans and they got the Democrats all on the same ballot. For the lieutenant governor, everybody's in the same ballot. Secretary of State, everybody is in the same row. So you have to figure out who is a Democrat, who is the Republican, if that's how you want to vote. Same thing for the Republicans. There is no distinction. They don't just give you no ballot. Now, usually do that. Here's your Republican ballot, here's your Democratic ballot. Not that way. So they have changed the voting. You think the primary is going to be bad. Wait till we get to the general election. Most people and stuff who are pretty well educated and stuff, they can probably figure that stuff out. But you get to those areas and stuff and everything where you have those older citizens and people and stuff who coming in there and they're not very educated. They see that ballot and everything is just going to be totally confusing to them. Get ready. They're getting us ready. They're changing the way we're going to be voting. People, you heard that. Democrats, you better start talking to your people about this shit because it's coming. Have a good day, folks. Bye bye.